Good evening, everybody. Where's Colin? Hi.
I see you early tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm not late again. I'm not late again. But I'm not going to stay very long because I haven't had dinner yet. So I'm going to have
Oh,
dinner.
you do?
But I wanted to ask you a few questions first. We've got two female guests coming on. So we're going to make it a ladies' night. So I can sit back, enjoy my dinner, and then if I hear something interesting, I'll jump in. Okay. Is that okay with you?
Okay.
So you must run the ship now because you said after Wednesday night, I think you can do this on your own. You don't need me around.
I
So that's
know
what
I
I'm telling
can.
you. Can do this. So what's going
Yes.
to happen is I wanted to ask you about our guest. Okay, you've invited Aisha Kotwal and Mikhail Tasman. So tell us why you invited them.
Clyde van Graan, these are phenomenal women that I feel Get Fit Nation must meet. I met Aisha as a presenter on Radio 786, and I can tell you now, the moment, Aisha, we spoke a little bit, and she was actually in conversation with someone else. And I thought, but wait, is that me speaking? It's like hearing my own voice. And the words she was saying, the key words, it was all transformation and journey here and journey there. And it was energy and just the passion for what she was doing. I thought, wait, man, is this my double? What's going on here? I
And
must. And after the show, sorry, Clyde, when I tried to reach her, she unfortunately had another event, or they went away for the weekend, and I
okay.
missed her, and I stalked her since then.
And what about Mikhail? How did you meet
Mikhail
her?
Passman, Clyde. Mikhail Passman is another phenomenal woman. I can't tell you how this woman has supported me through the entire 2020. And just how Mikhail's experience and just the way she has taken what she knows and freely given it to others. It's one of a kind, Clyde, where Mikhail never keeps her knowledge to herself. She shares it with thousands, whether it's students, whether it's staff. But Mikhail also has a group, Help, I'm a Parent. If I
Oh,
said
well,
the name correct,
that says a lot
it
about you.
starts with help.
Okay.
And
Now,
it's her
I,
live blog. And you must
okay.
just see and hear about that now.
Okay. That's awesome. What we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna play an intro, and
Okay,
then I'm gonna bring Aisha on, and then I'm gonna just have a word with her, and then I'm gonna leave you girls to chat. Is that okay?
girls' night.
Okay. We're back, and Aisha's gonna join us. Hi, Aisha.
Hi,
Pleased to meet you.
guys. Hi, lady. How are you
Aisha,
doing?
we haven't seen each other in a while, but great to have
Yes,
you here.
and you
Yes.
I've got
too.
one question, then I'm gonna leave. Who is Aisha? Because on that video I played now, I saw Irfan, I saw Isha, um, and I know these guys for a while now, and I've been following their journeys, and I'm quite excited to find out who you are and how
So,
did
who am
you
I?
meet up?
Would you
Yeah,
like
how
to
did
know
you
who
meet up with
I
them
am?
first? Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Aisha Kotwal. I'm an ordinary lady living in a beautiful city of Cape Town, doing extraordinary little things every day. So, that's who I am.
Okay, awesome. I'm looking forward to hearing a bit more, but It is evening. I'm just get my supper quickly. You can see what I'm having with dinner. Can you see?
Okay.
Can you see what I'm having for dinner?
Ooh, is weer salmon.
So I haven't eaten yet, so I'm gonna have my dinner and I'm gonna say goodbye to Frank. Bye, see you later. And then you can go ahead. Okay. I'll be watching it
Yay!
in the background.
So, Colin,
Yeah.
I was very happy when you asked me if I would like to do a live stream talk show.
Yeah.
Because I always felt like while I was on my health journey, I was always sharing,
Yes.
my
Yes.
views and what I'm eating and things like that. And the reason why I was doing that is because I wanted to share what I learned in my journey and
Yes.
where others could benefit. I get
Yeah.
so excited. I could see the benefits of, it has made in my life emotionally, in my well being. It made an
Yeah.
impact, even with how my thinking is. So when I saw that this was working for me, I felt like, wow, let me share it with the world. So as I'm actually, and I've realized this, I am a very private person. But when it
Mm.
comes to my health, the lifestyle, I'm always sharing it.
Yeah.
Sharing my exercises, sharing my nutrition. That is basically most of the things that I share.
That you
Um,
share.
the
Yeah.
rest of my life, I keep very private. But
Yes. Yes.
when it comes to my training, where I go training, I
Yes.
share that because it's good. It's good training. It works for me.
Yeah.
It could work for anyone else. In actual fact, my son started karate at the age
Yes.
of 4 at the Samurai Dojo in Claremont. And since he started, I started training there. And look at that.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
his sensei trains him that my son does tournaments,
Yeah.
So I have always stepped up as how I could influence the people in my home or my
And
children and
your
expand
circle.
and
Yes.
see where they would like or what they would. So what I've actually taught my children in my home is that
Yeah.
if you want anything in your life, you've got to put in the effort,
Yeah.
and
I
they
agree
can
with you,
act.
Aisha.
And I have been modeling it to my
Yeah.
own family, and I
Through
felt
your
like if it
example.
can help my own family members, it would help everybody else.
Yes. Aisha, I hear you talking about the dojo, but I am aware of the fact that you used to run ultra marathons. And how has that journey, where did that take you?
Okay, so basically, when I started on my health fitness journey, I started when I got married, I weighed 63, right? I
Mm.
wasn't obese, I was just well rounded and I was very voluptuous, right? And I
What
just
did you
felt,
say?
yeah, I just felt like I wanted to do something for me. So,
Yes.
what I did was I started a health journey with Sure Slim, and
Okay.
I had a meal plan which I had to prep my meals and I had to diligently watch what I eat
Yeah.
and also follow the rule of 5 hours apart, drinking 2 liters of
Uh,
water, blah, blah, blah. And I did the entire rigmarole with discipline and consistency. And within 3 months, I lost 10 kilos.
so you
Yeah.
see, it's little changes we can make.
So it's
Um,
good
the
habits
body
that you need to
adapts.
create. It's good habits,
Yes.
and you need to do it over a consistent period of time. And
Yeah.
that is actually what I did. So
Yeah.
I followed it. I mean, I went during these 3 months. I went with my husband on a holiday, and I was
Mm.
very anal to be around with because he could see his wife is changing drastically. I even asked on the airline for green tea. That's how strict I
Yes.
was. I
You're
didn't want to
changing.
eat in in Bangkok. I only ate certain things. I was very fussy. I
Yeah.
was not a socialite. I never
Yeah.
socialized a lot because I needed to be done 6 o'clock eating.
Okay. Because you
So
have your time.
I could see that I was becoming rigid and I was
Yeah.
becoming very boring. And I don't think my partner liked this new woman. He didn't.
Oh,
I was looking fabulous. I was working. I was still in the corporate world, but I was not Aisha,
so
you
what
know.
made you move, Aisha, from
So
ultras
then,
to
but
dojos?
then what happened was while I was in corporate, I was obviously looking nice and you dress and I was
Yeah.
climbing the corporate ladder, and then I started with training with a biokineticist. Okay, so I was trained with a biokineticist. I would get up early in the morning, make an appointment, and Rafiq as well, my partner, was also living a very healthy lifestyle where he
Yeah.
was investing in himself, and he was privately doing that. So I used to go to my biokineticist Nabil, and I used to train with him. So I used to go early, shower there at his setup, go through to work. Then I joined the sports science, which was at Old Mutual, and I was loving it because I used to
Mm.
get up in the morning. I used to I was a mom with three kids at the time. The two kids were still at high school. So there was a lot of juggling, but
Yeah.
this is what I wanted. And then I used to go to work and I used to feel like on top of the world. Like nobody could
Yes.
tell me anything because I was like on cloud nine by 8 o'clock when
Hi.
I walked into the office, you know. And my work I was excelling in my work. I was like, my boss was sending me around. I was doing business trips. My life changed drastically. It
Yes.
was like, when people work hard for that in the corporate world, I was living that life.
You
And
got that.
then I became in love with my freedom of
Uh,
training, and then I said to myself, wait, something needs to go here because things are getting it's too good to be true. My mom-in-law got sick. She had cancer.
oh,
Then I could see if my time was needed more in the house. Someone had to give, and it was me because my life was
and things started
I was
changing.
having a very good, excelling life. And then I gave up my career in the corporate world and I decided
Wow.
to be at home. When I was at home, I knew I could never just be at home because I am a very together, organized person. My home is in order, food is done. What else must I do? If my children are at school, what must I do? So I obviously started training again and I started a
To
business.
keep in your routine.
Yes. Then I started a business called Authentic Dish. And that business was to promote healthy home cooked meals for moms that are in
Oh,
the corporate world. And I started doing that, was very successful. While my mom-in-law was sick, it was really a good business. But then I started seeing everybody else doing it. And I
uh,
lost I lost my thing.
you could
But in the
see it's
mean
oversaturated. Yeah.
but in the meantime, I was running. I started investing in my health. So I
Yeah.
had this business so it could feed my lifestyle, which is my
Yes.
healthy lifestyle. Because when I was training, I needed to train with a biokineticist to make sure my biomechanics of my body's in order, because running training is just not running. I needed to do
Yes.
strength training. I needed to go for massages.
Cool.
And all these things cost money. So I mean,
Yeah.
who's gonna pay for it?
Yes.
Anyway, so I started the authentic dish, and I started running. And then once I reached the 10K, I said, you know what? I want to
And
travel.
go
So
on.
I said, okay, let me see. I can go travel overseas, but let me do a 15K. And my friends that
Mm.
went with me are both marathon runners, and they were begging me, no, you can do the 21. You did it 3 times already. Why don't you just do the 42? So I said, no, it doesn't work like that. I
Yeah.
am not going to another country and run a 42 when I haven't ran a 42 in my own country.
In your own country.
I
Yes.
first have to make my body strong enough,
Yes.
because when I run, I'm not going to injure myself. I'm not going to
Yeah.
put myself through pressure. I'm going to do it gradually.
So
And
you doing gradually
I
according to
do
a plan
things,
with a goal.
I go through stages in my life through a plan.
Yes.
I,
And
I
that's exactly
it
what
can
we do
be,
here. Yeah.
and you know what? It can be, it look, I got no control.
Yes.
Plans, workout plans don't work out. It's all in the Almighty. I believe that.
Yes.
But I mean, you need to have a program, or a plan to
Yeah.
get there. And there was no way, and I can see that with our runners in our clubs, they put their body through so much trauma, their bodies
Yeah.
are not strong enough to do a 42 case, then they do a 42 case. There have been
Yeah.
a lot of people that have had heart attacks, that have
Wow,
not
because they went too
trained
quick.
correctly, because
Yeah.
when you train correctly, you have to train your heart rate,
Yeah.
endurance
So
training. You can't
so
just spike
Aisha,
it.
yeah, if you look at we had a conversation recently on the group where we spoke about what is good health, a state of physical, mental, and emotional well-being,
Emotional.
not merely the absence of illness or infirmity.
Yes, yes,
So you for me embody that, and
yes,
that
I
is
do.
why for me you are an example to all of us, because you really ensure that your training environment, you create your own space to make sure
Yes.
that you
So,
succeed
for
in your training environment.
example, the reason why I train like this is because I don't. I like to do things. I go and find out. I'm not a
Okay.
person that gimmicks someone else. I don't
Okay.
follow. I'm not a follower. I
Yeah.
will go and see what works for me because we are all unique. Our body
Yes.
types are all different. What will work
Yes.
for me might not work for you.
Yes.
So I see what is working for me. And when I did my running, I did it accordingly to how I'm going to produce or where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that is why I can always fall back into it because I enjoy it. I enjoy the social light of it.
Look at that. Someone is saying there, impressive. Awesome, Aisha Cotwell.
Yeah,
Someone
I I I enjoy socializing. And
yes,
you know what? When I am training, I'm actually socializing. It was never about me trying to beat you or
to
being
beat and to
competitive
be,
because
yeah.
I had that when I was younger. I was at
Yes.
school and I was a top athlete. And it
Yes.
gave me anxiety when I was younger because
Ah,
I always had to be in the top three. And I know what it
that
means
pressure.
to be as an athlete, to be challenged, to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm past that. I'm 43 years old. I want to enjoy my life. And I want to bring out the best in others, make
Yeah.
sure that they can benefit. And there's a big scope. There's a lot of people that are put off by running because they're too scared to come on the block because they think you need to be good. You
You
don't
need to
need to
be,
be
yeah.
good. You
Yeah.
don't need to be good. You can walk. You can walk and then you can run.
Now look at that, Aisha. That's exactly what Get Fit Nation is about. And that is what I heard when you spoke on the radio station. I heard that sense of uplifting others. You are
Mm.
doing things where you are doing it with a beginner, or you're doing it with an
I
advanced,
know,
but you're
yes.
pushing and uplift. That's
And you
what it's
know what?
about.
I think everybody with this lifestyle image that's going around now in the new world, it's like all about image.
Yeah.
People only take people really serious if you, for example, if you got a nice body,
Mm.
if you look at all the celebrities, you know what I mean? Or
Oh, I
all
see. Yeah.
the, yeah, it's like if you got a good body, if you like, you need to be out there,
Yeah.
you need to look the part, you need to put on
Yes.
flashy clothing,
Yeah.
branded names, you need to be, and you know what? I've trained with two guys, right? My
Yes.
trainers. And can I tell you something? My trainers are good trainers. They are not guys that are ripped. They're not guys with muscles. They are solid trainers.
Yeah.
Do you
So
know?
Aisha, if I look at the relationship between health and fitness, and you were talking about that energy and also the energy around you. And I think on Get Fit Nation, we ensure that our networks are solid. The people we surround ourselves with must be like-minded. And you are on here because we are like-minded. So how do you
Yes.
see the role of the energy and the relationship between health and fitness?
So basically with health and fitness, when you say how do I see this, the energy, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean by that? Like the relationship
No,
between
I'm
health.
talking about the energy you surround you in your circle.
Okay, so
Yeah.
basically, most of the people that I surround myself, they share the same interest. Okay,
Say.
sometimes we tend to have different schedules, different journeys, and sometimes my plan of action doesn't work for you.
Yes.
So it doesn't allow me to stop my life because it's not working for you, if you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah. And also, I must say, besides the health and fitness, it's just that also, and as I'm getting older, I've realized that I was always trying to take people along with me. You know, I don't know if you feel the same way. Sometimes
Yes.
you feel like, you know, you want to take people along with you, but you can't actually, because, and that was a very difficult for me, especially for me to realize that sometimes you go and you train with group train, you do group training,
Yeah.
and then they're not on the same wavelength. They're not on the
Yeah.
same wavelength. They're not on the
The
same
same
fitness
goal.
level. They,
Yeah.
they, they are completely, and I find that very baffling because I'm the type of person, when I commit to a certain group, I commit, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I've realized this in life. People are selfish. They selfish, you know. They don't actually commit. They don't. So once they start getting stronger, they leave you behind. Whereas me, I was always thinking, ah, you know what, I'm far ahead, but it's fine. But
Look
once
at
they
the
come to my
phenomenal
level,
gentleman that's
I
popping
just
in
popped
here,
in the
Aisha.
middle. Could you see I jumped in the
Gate
middle? I didn't
crash.
expect it. I was going to add to that, Aisha, what you were saying there, because, you know, when people are negative and you on a positive, you're going to repel each other.
yes,
You
yes,
understand? So you need to move forward. And if you're going to waste your time on the negative people, automatically you're going to be dragged back.
dragged, yes.
So yeah, health and fitness, there is always togetherness, because if you're talking about food, food is health. You're talking about your physical fitness, that's health. But when you're talking about fitness on its own, that needs to be worked on, and that's the balance between sleeping, um, resting,
Rest.
eating, and exercise. So if you got the balance there, then you will be, your fitness will be sorted with your health. So your health will be good.
Everything in
But
balance.
don't you
Yes.
find that in your journey you have like a love-hate relationship? I say love-hate relationship because when you train in and do a marathon, your eating changes,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
When you're not doing that endurance training, your diet again changes, your
Yeah.
sleep
Yeah.
changes. So didn't you find that you have this relationship with your food?
Yeah.
I definitely, I
I
had a
felt
relationship with food.
I felt like I had a relationship with my food. One minute
Yes.
I have to love you in my tummy. The next minute
Yes.
I can't have you in my tummy because
Yeah.
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know, I can't have too much carbs because I'm not doing
Yes.
so much cardio.
Yeah.
So Aisha, something I like to say on the group, they always laugh at me. I love to say, here at Get Fit Nation, we eat clean and train dirty.
I'm gonna
Okay.
stop you.
Simple.
I'm gonna
So
stop
how
you
do you
there,
eat
Colleen, for a
clean?
second. We train dirty, we eat clean. I'm gonna come back on. I'm gonna start there, but I'm just gonna play a short snippet of some food that
Oh,
Aisha
we
made.
we we had. But not just Aisha made. I'm gonna share it with
I
you.
Share
made.
it. Okay.
I'm gonna find that one of Aisha's. So when you're talking about, I want to hear what Aisha's got to say about food. But I'm gonna bring Mikal on as well now,
Okay.
Oh,
because
wonderful.
she's also going to talk about food. So I'll bring on. So I'm going to play a short little ad quickly. so that I can just
Wonderful.
slot it in with you.
That's
Then
great.
you see, then it will be 3 ladies in a row. Then I'll be gone. Okay.
You have
Then
to
it's
be.
definitely a ladies' night. It's
There's a
definitely
lady.
ladies' night.
Yes. Okay.
There we go.
Hello.
And look at that. There we have the two phenomenal ladies on one set. Mikal Passman, welcome and great for
Thank
you to join
you.
us here. So
I've been
Mikal,
enjoying the conversation.
on the backstage, we now have a back. So Mikal, yes, we're going to continue with Aisha. We just wanted to introduce you to everybody. Just tell us quickly about your group and how and what you share in terms of food with your group members.
Okay, well, so my group actually only happened because of sheer frustration. Now, I'm a parent. I get what I'm saying completely. I have 2 small boys. I have a full-time career. I am also doing a lot of work for the Department of Higher Education, etc., etc., etc. Colleen, you know how much work I put on my plate. So
You do.
I was on my own. I didn't have anybody to really relate to because my friends either don't have kids or they have kids that are much older than mine. And I realized I was on my own. And then COVID hit, and then I was completely isolated. And I needed somewhere to vent out my parental frustration. And I also realized that because of my background, I've got a degree in food and consumer science, which is food and nutrition, and teaching and stuff like that. I realized that my knowledge, I could actually use it for good and help the parents that were like-minded in the same position as me. So I started making a lot of blogs about how to prep meals, how to cook and freeze, how to get your life in order, because my life, I don't have more than 5 minutes for myself. That is it. Currently, I'm locked in my child's room and told them if the house is on fire, they must come find me, only if it's on fire, because that's my life. That's how I live at the moment. So exercising for me is very much in my own time, or when I go walk with Colleen for 6 kilometers and hurt my foot. And so I built this blog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, why would you say is nutrition important then for the parents on your group?
Well, apart from the fact that our kids need to eat well, if I look at my 2 sons, I've got a picky eater and a very easy eater. Picky eater, he's currently possibly going to need to go and get evaluated because of concentration problems. My easy eater is very high Q. Yes, he's high energy, but it's high energy, I think, because he's got so much more fuel in his body. And if you look at their body differences, the one's very lean, which is the good eater, and the one that is not such a good eater is slightly more bulky. And I'm hereditary overweight. It's in my family genes. That's unfortunate. So I watch him very carefully because he is a picky eater. He prefers the bad things, the bad foods to eat. And look, on my blog, I don't just do healthy. I also do normal eating because, like I actually said, every person is different. Every family type is different. You might have a family member that can eat, like my husband, McDonald's once a day, and I gain the weight for him. So I built the blog around nutrition, about prepping, about cooking, eating clean, trying eating raw, how to incorporate protein shakes and protein meals into your child's diet, controlled, obviously not putting too much pressure on their kidneys, etc. And apart from that, also having a junk night. What is a good junk night? What can you eat? I just did now a blog on cakes, how
Okay.
to cook cakes, because I do feel that when you cook it, you're not buying, you're making it yourself. You're not overusing a lot of chemicals. It's, you basically have more control of your food. And like
Yeah.
I said, food is a relationship. Even
Yeah.
though we have a love-hate at times, if we don't have a good relationship with food, we're not going to eat well. Full
That's
stop.
where it starts. So
Mm,
Aisha,
mm.
back to you. How do you eat clean? What is your philosophy about
Okay.
your meals and prep and so on?
So when I was on the diet, let's say diet,
Mm,
because I see eating clean as a diet, right?
yeah.
So basically, eating clean is having your protein portion,
Yeah.
which could be
Mhm.
salmon, could be
Yeah.
fish, could be chicken. I eliminated meat. I only ate
Mm,
meat maybe once a week, but then I didn't eat lamb. I had ostrich steak or ostrich mince. You
yes.
understand? So
Lean. Yeah.
that was my protein. In the morning, I would have a yogurt, and everything is measured, and one fruit, 180
Mm,
grams per pino. So it would be oats in the morning, either yogurt, either two
mm,
eggs scrambled. Yeah, every day, every meal had consisted of a protein and a carb, right?
yeah.
The carb wouldn't be potato. Anything that is growing underneath the ground is apparently not good for you. It's a heavy carb, it's
Mm,
starch. So I would have, yeah, that's I'm just talking about like in general, like good
yeah.
carbs and you get bad carbs.
Yeah.
And then I would have maybe like salads, lettuce, a salad with my chicken in the afternoon, like a chicken salad or a tuna salad. At
Yes.
night, I would just have again fish or chicken grilled with broccoli or veggies. It
Yeah.
was very, and I come from a home where we love our food. My family loves their
Mm,
food. My upbringing was, I got asked when I used to leave in the morning for school, what must I make for you? And I would tell my granny or my mom what I would love to come home to. And my granny was a typical Indian woman that would cook authentic Indian food. It was
yes.
ghee, and it was, a food was very rich. So what I did was, it was like totally eating clean for me. That is when
Yeah.
I was on Sure Slim, right? But then when I started my training, running and ultra training, my diet had to change, and I had to incorporate carbs for slow release energy,
Ah,
bread, because my body needed that to fuel me.
different. Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
my change of my eating habits changed again. But what I
Yeah.
also loved about this journey is that I can make all the Indian food the healthy way.
Mm.
Ah.
I
So
learned
can you
Yeah.
how
share
to,
an idea with us?
yes. So like for example, I think remember I made the tomato smoothie. What's the
Mm.
Lekker.
name?
Mm,
Yes, and
mm.
I made fish cakes for my family in the week. There we go. I use basmati rice. The
Ah,
basmati rice that I use is actually the brown basmati rice,
Mm.
but it turns white when you cook it,
ah,
right? Those fried onions, I just dazzled a little bit, like a tablespoon over, which you buy pre-made already at the grocery
ah.
store. Okay, so I didn't have to, I just dazzled it a bit. So there's no oil or anything in this food, right? So that's the basmati rice that I thought, okay, if the kids want, or my husband, there is a carb, right? Then
Yeah.
I made with that the tomato smoothie, and that
Mm,
was made very healthy. Little bit
mm.
of
Mm.
olive oil, a little bit, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, tomato, chili, garlic, and I like cooking with fresh herbs because it just gives, everything
Mm.
must be fresh. It just gives
Precious.
the food a different flavor, and the tomato puree and tomato paste. Now, for me to do this, it didn't take me long because I've also learned how to prep my meals when I was working in the
Yes.
corporate world, and I'm a mom. I have to come home and cook and juggle. Then I made the fish cakes. So let's go to the fish cakes. The fish cakes was steamed hake, And I didn't use bread as breadcrumbs. I used, the cracker bread. You get the cracker bread. So I spinned it in the Maggi mix. And I used an egg to bind it. And I put celery, parsley, and obviously fish spice, garlic, and salt and black pepper. And in the pan, I didn't deep fry it. I just glazed the bottom of the pan with a little bit of olive oil. And I rolled my fish cakes in flour, just the outside so it could be crispy. Fish cakes takes 2 ticks. 2 ticks, darling. 2 ticks.
Quick. And it's
So
mouth-watering, Aisha.
Hey?
Mouth-watering.
Yes,
And Aisha, how much would a meal like this cost a busy mom?
Okay, so the fish cakes would have cost you, like, say, you pay 50 Rand for your hake. How much is rice? A cup of rice, a cup and a half. So for my family,
about 8 Rand.
And then this is the potatoes, not sweet potato. I didn't take sweet potato, cut it up, steam it, put it in the oven, a little bit of rosemary, salt and pepper, a little bit of olive oil, let it bake. But you first put it in the microwave so it can steam. And some squash.
Lekker.
Ayesha, you must invest in a air fryer. Girl, it changes all the games. I only cook my potatoes in the air fryer.
Okay, so that's great.
I have claimed that. That is it's my new gimmick.
Okay, so
I'm looking at those, I'm thinking, oh, I could do those in the air fryer.
Okay, so that's great. That's a great tip that you shared in with me, and thank you for that, because now what I'll do is I'll cut my sweet potato. Then what must I do? Put it in the air fryer.
What I normally do with mine, so I cut mine up. I use like a tablespoon of olive oil.
Okay.
And then I would put whatever spice on. I put it in a bucket. You just shake.
Lekker.
Dump it in. Every 2 minutes or 3 minutes, just give the little thing, that little basket, a quick shake in the machine. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Mwah.
And you know what? Ramadan is coming now, so the samosas.
Yes.
What I do is I put it in the air fryer. I take the brush, then I take olive oil, then I brush the samosa, put it in the air fryer.
Now
So
we've got Passover coming up, so we use those.
Yes.
When we have Passover, we have no flour in the house, nothing that raises or anything with any rising agent. So for me, I'm seeing that sweet potato and I'm looking at that basmati rice and I'm going, new meals for Passover.
I also use the air fryer a lot, and I find you literally using less oil because it drips to the bottom, the juices,
and less electricity.
Less electricity, and you
I didn't know that.
Fried. It gives you that fried taste, like it's been in the oven.
So
Yes.
so tell me, Mikal, tell me, what do you think of juicing? Because I'll tell you, I started juicing with 2012. Right? I used to make me green juice, and I used to call it the health juice, right? So I used to make it, and I called it the health juice because my son is a superhero.
And the Hulk
Yeah,
juice.
he's a superhero, like Spider-Man galore. So I used to call the
Ooh,
juice
big light comes.
Oh no, I'm assuming he's a juicer.
He's obviously a juicer.
I must say, I like chewing my food. I honestly like the support of a juice. So I used to do in the mornings because, again, quick mom, in the mornings, everything is prepped before the time. I have everything standing. So I used to do a fruit with my son. He loves shakes, the healthy one.
Yeah.
So we used to have like a frozen smoothie in the morning, which we would share amongst ourselves. But it was just to kind of get our appetites going. Then as I get to school and drop him off, he would normally have had like a granola bar or something, or muffin that I'd really pre-made and given him in the car. So I get my juicing is normally to start my day, or if I'm not feeling up to a heavy stumper, then I'll have a juice. But I like chewing. My brain says I've eaten when I chew.
Now you are right. You are right, because a doctor and a friend of mine, she shared this with me. She said to me, her doctor told her that juicing, no good. Your tummy's not working. Your tummy's not exercising. it's not breaking down the
Yeah.
enzymes. And that
And you
I
can actually
find is very
overdo
true.
the sugar.
Yes.
You also
Yes,
overdo
and
sugar
you
with that because
overdo
you're
the
using too
sugar
much
because you
fruit.
don't see the sugar.
Mm.
So, for example, I'll have one apple, spinach, celery, but those all have sugar content.
It does,
And if
yeah.
you buy the
Hidden.
juices in the shop, it's got sugar content.
It's
So
already
you think
added.
you're actually doing justice, you're doing an injustice.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah.
I've noticed when I was with Sure Slim, I had to eat my meal, right? And after my meal, I must have a fruit, a whole fruit. You can have any fruit, like an apple. An apple a day
Yeah.
was the trick to everything. But the apple, if you eat it, it actually makes you feel full for a very long time.
For a very
It's
long time.
basically
So Aisha, and
the chewing
yeah,
what basically happens is your brain
Okay.
releases a hormone and it sets off your sedatory hormone basically. And when
Yes.
once it's released, it tells your body, okay, stop eating, you've had enough.
Enough.
You are
you've had
fuller.
enough, yeah.
When
So how
you
do you
drink, it's
ladies
like
feel
drinking
about
water, it
small
just takes away
portions?
thirst. I
How
prefer
do you
small
ladies feel
portions.
about smaller portions? Because that's
I
what
use
Completely
people
my
know.
hand
prefer
as
it.
a guide.
Can I
Yeah.
jump in before I want to show you something? You were talking about juicing
Uh-huh.
and you were talking about I like a smoothie. I
Ah.
buy it ready-made pineapple. This is the green smoothie.
Yes, I've seen those.
This one
You went
got
to
The
fetch it
frozen
now.
packs.
it's
Yeah.
got everything. And I don't have time and I don't normally eat in the morning. So what I'll do is I do my work, my whatever. And then first thing I'll do, I just add water to it. Sometimes I would
Yeah.
add a bun, which is like a yogurt,
Yeah.
nuts, banana. That would carry me for the day.
Ah.
So
I also like prefer the smoothies.
In the
So-
mornings because it's easier, yeah.
Easier.
yeah. So and my mornings are busy at school. I don't because it's assembly and it's getting kids. And from the first period, it's go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Running up the stairs to the third floor, back down to the gym, up to the and then there's no real time to eat. Sometimes I actually forget to eat when I come home. I said, I didn't eat. But I'm doing my 10Ks, my 11Ks, and the body needs that. So when it comes to small portions, I wanted to show a quick video of the meal in the jar that you're busy with.
Aisha, you're gonna love this.
I just want to show you quickly what Mikhail has come up with, because I think that was a very unique idea. But now you must understand, for me to eat a whole jar to get the jar, that's the problem. But
Clyde, this is where you can pack it. You can pack it in a fridge and you can go back to it. That's what I do. If I get halfway down, put it in the fridge, I go back to it.
Okay, cool. Now, I didn't know that. So what I'm going to do is I had a beetroot jar, small one, which is enough for me. So when I go to school, that is something I can use quickly. But you're going to explain a bit more to us. I'm just going to play this video quickly, and it's just to show the jars, because I don't have a photo of it, but I've got it on the video. So just bear with me, and then
He
I'll be
seems so nervous. He's
again.
outnumbered.
What's in the jar?
Okay, there you saw what was in the jar.
That is in the jar.
Now, Clyde, with the jars, I use a 750 because, like you're saying, I've got the same thing. I arrive at 8 o'clock, and that is it. Or arrive at 8 o'clock. I start at 8 o'clock. Till 3:30, I am back-to-back classes. So what I do, I normally get 2 breaks. So what I do is I eat one half of my jar. So I just take my jar, which is the beauty of it, is I pack 3 days worth of the different types of meals. I just do my, like you say, your raw veg, cooked meats, was it quinoa, couscous, chickpea, whatever. When I get up to lunchtime, gooi it, just give it a good shake, skit. Eat up half, put it back in the fridge, second break, eat the other half, and then I've at least eaten throughout the day. I find, especially with teaching and standing, I've had a full meal. Maag is full, oog is toe. I'm lump. I can't think on my feet. I'm tired through the day. So I prefer the smaller meals. I use a 750, but I don't fill it all the way to the top. Probably fill until about 500. But I find that little 250 ml, you can make the shake. If you fill all the way to the top, you're not going to be able to mix it well. So I normally tell my colleagues, you eat 250 mils in one meal, and then the other 250 mils late in the day. And especially with breakfast, us that do not like to eat as we get up in the morning, you can get the 250 ml or 175 ml jar. You do your, let's say, I do rolled oats, yogurt, and a little bit of a berry coulis. I pack that into the fridges 3 days, and then that's my breakfast for when I walk or drive in the morning, because I multitask while I drive. I eat, when I get into work, I finish the last of it, and then at least I've had breakfast.
You see,
and
Aisha?
The jars, it is not a new concept. It's actually been around for quite a while. The people, I think it actually looks better. So my brain says it looks better, and I'm eating raw vegetables. I'm not cooking anything. I'm eating raw broccoli, raw cabbage. The raw foods help with the nutrients that we need. And if it looks good, and the roughage. And if it looks good, your body feels good. And I must say, I've got issues with my stomach. I'm not allowed to have anything with alcohol, acidic foods. I'm trying to have to be careful with, because I have a lot of acid in my body as it is. And for me, when I eat raw, I don't feel as sick afterwards if I eat something with too much preservative or too much acid in. And I promise you, these jars have been life-changing. I prep for the week, not 3 days, week I prep. The whole week. So my breakfast, and it's just small, and I specifically take my 2 jars.
Yes.
So and a meal plan is good for the week because it keeps you focused. It does.
Not only that, but also you don't get bored. If I think about it, I've eaten beetroot the whole week. I'm not going to eat beetroot next week. I'll change to something else.
Okay. And also, what I learned in the process is I like making my food look nice, like homemade.
Variety also,
nice. And the food must be plated.
The prettiness.
It must be colorful, the presentation.
Yes.
And
that's me.
What? Yeah. So
all the colors. I make sure all the colors are
all the colors. Yes.
So that day when I was baking, I just put it when it was done cooking. But when I plate my food, I always make sure that it looks nice and colorful, and the kids
we eat with our eyes.
Everybody is enjoying whatever we have. So because I won't be able to cope if this one comes to me and say, "Hello, I need this."
I don't eat that.
No. So what I do is on a Sunday evening, I normally sit with a page Monday to Friday. I say, "What do you want?
Plan it out.
What do you want? What do you want?"
Oh, that's a good idea.
I do that. Awesome. I make everyone happy. You want tomato breedy? We're having tomato breedy. What do you want? You want chicken lasagna? We're having. So when we're making chicken lasagna, I'm having my chicken, but I'm having it with a salad or a veggie. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. To fit in.
It becomes when there's someone on a diet in a house or a healthy lifestyle, you kind of involve everybody, but
everybody
also feel like eating that, then you know what? I make you happy and I'm happy.
I must say with the little ones, and I've had it with my, like I said, my picky eater, my easy eater, and I can offer them, if I offer my kids, it's going to be chicken nuggets, and more chicken nuggets. And so
how do you guys find a balanced diet then, and how it works with your exercise?
Well, what we do, I like, for example, I know, I can get away with apricot chicken. That is quite a healthy meal. It's got sugars in it, but I compensate with making sure that I use that day. I won't give them as much maybe fruit. So you've got to balance out your meal. So you need to look at, in the morning, if you're going to give them a very high fruit or a lot of heavy fruit in the morning, watch your fruit for the rest of the day. Look at your yogurts you're giving, that type of thing. And I found that I'll do one I know they'll eat meal, and then the next day I will give them one I know they won't eat meal, but then I'll have a healthier dessert as a form of bribery, corruption, what do you want to call it? Just to get them to eat
Give or
it.
take.
And then, yeah, give or take. And then what happens is at least they're going to get in that healthier food that is green, even though I've tried the Hulk move. My youngest doesn't believe me. And I'll give them that. And then I'll give them, like, my youngest loves custard, but then you get light custard, which has got less sugar in it. So then I'll buy that, and I'll buy the little 125 ml with the straw in. They think it's like
They think
best
it's
thing
heaven.
since sliced bread. Yeah, so that's now how I get them to eat healthier. But like you said, it's balance. You have to look, and Aisha, your idea is perfect. Look at every meal through the day.
I wanted to ask you this. Do you find that you've become, over the past few years, now that you've gone through your journey and you're eating healthy and things like, have you become a conscious eater? Like, I'll use myself, and when I say conscious eater, okay, for example, this morning I got up and I went to go and do a walk, right? We did about 8Ks, okay? Nothing intense. Then while I was waiting for Irfan on the beach, I went to go buy me a bootlegger coffee, okay?
Yeah.
I had a honey nut latte. Okay, so I had a honey nut latte. I know that's not part of, if I want to lose weight, I'm not supposed to have dairy, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I felt for the honey nut latte and I had it. Okay.
Life.
Then I came home and then I made me with coconut water, banana, a date. I put in some, I normally don't take shakes, but my husband said to me, take some protein there. I put a little bit of protein in the shake. I had that and I went to go do an hour session of boxing, strength training, whatever. That's what I did today between 10:30 and 11:30. Came home, phoned the family. They wanted wok bar. They wanted Asian food. Took a drive. Went to go get the Asian food. I wanted the bang bang prawns, but it was actually, I took the wrong thing. It was sushi, like a tempura sushi. So I had 4 of that, the tempura prawn sushi, and I shared it with my kids. And then I bought for them a Mongolian beef rice noodle, like not pasta, but rice noodles. So I had a little bit of that, and I had a little bit of the chicken noodles, and that was it. I never ate anything else in between. I never had anything sweet. I had green tea. I had water. I was drinking water. Now tonight, I never ate, but I need to have something. So when I say I'm a conscious eater, I've become adapting to the fact that when it's after 6 or after 7, I don't want to eat heavy. I rather have my noodles or my rice in the afternoon or like early afternoon. So yeah, it's just that
I agree with you. Yeah. I agree
I
there.
find,
Yes,
I find them a
especially
bit
if your meal is balanced and you are ensuring that it's a small meal and you stop eating at a certain point in the evening, you are less likely to have heartburn and less likely to have a sleepless night. Because that is what happened to me before. Sorry, Mikael, you were saying?
Yeah, look, mine is different. I come from hospitality, so I come from a food background. So food for me, it comes upon. I look at a meal and I can immediately break it down to its different good, bad, and better points.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking for me because for me, I love food too much. So I studied it. So what I've learned in the past is if I'm gonna have a bad day, let's say I am bad and I have McDonald's with the kids. I'm just conscious about the fact I've had McDonald's this week.
Yes.
I need to try and compensate it by not including anything that will kind of add to it throughout the week.
Yes.
And for me, being a heavier person, exercise for me, I have to, like Colleen knows, slow and steady. And I'm very careful with what I do. But I find with food, I'm a bit obsessed with it. So I tend to try and look at food as how can it help me? What is it going to benefit me? That's where my mind's trying to be reset. Is when I eat this meal, what am I getting out of it? And I'll know that if I eat that piece of cake from my son's birthday, I'm getting only sugar out of there. Unfortunately, I know
you're aware of
but at least
that,
I'm not lying to myself when I eat. That is
Yes.
how I
Because
try and eat.
Mika, also water and fiber in our diets. And Aisha, I think we also had that conversation. And one of the listeners saying there, small meals are working fantastic, meaning they are starting to
Yeah.
follow what we are busy putting out in the
Mm.
group. But for you, water, fiber in your diets, how
Mm,
important is
mm,
that,
Very
ladies?
important.
very. I
Yeah,
can feel when I haven't drank enough water. You literally get that
I
dry
can.
mouth feel. And
Mm.
at
Yes, yes,
night, I'll end up drinking like 2 liters, and then I'm getting up every 5 minutes to go to the bathroom
yes.
during the night. So I have to make sure I drink enough during the day.
So
Yes.
what I've done to remind me to drink water, you get so many apps that you can put on your phone and on your watch
Ah,
that comes through that says, two, did
Got
you have
it.
it 2 glasses?
Mm,
Did you have it 2 glasses? Then it's not like we're drinking too much in one glow because
okay.
it
yes.
prompts you to you have your
Yes.
2 glasses, you have your 2 glasses. And I think I learned that from my sister though. She came here
Mm,
from Dubai and I saw her doing that and I thought, wow, why
Yeah,
didn't I think of this? It's actually working. And it works, you know.
yeah,
it
Fiber is
does.
also
I've
very
also got
good,
the app.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
like we cut bread out, but fiber's good. Like it depends which fiber, like roughage, because it works for your
Mm,
gut, it cleans your gut.
Yeah,
So it is important that one has fiber, but you can also get fiber in your veggies.
You're
yeah,
People
right.
think you
mm,
must have bread for fiber.
yes.
You don't need to
In
have
other
bread. You can have
sources.
mm,
it veggies. Yeah.
Yeah.
mm,
That was
Aisha,
one
a
of
quick
my major
question.
problems. But
Yeah.
just coming quickly, Colin, that was one of my
Yes.
major problems with my intestines. I had a
mm,
diverticulitis, and fiber was one of the things that the doctors insisted upon. And I take a fiber gel, it's called fiber gel in the morning. And if I drink
mm,
that, I don't even want to eat breakfast. But that actually helped heal my intestine. So
Yes.
mm,
fiber is of, and I mean, I never used to be I like veggies, but I wasn't a real big fan.
Mm.
And the other foods that I was eating with the veggie outweighed it.
Yes.
So
mm,
we were doing more harm than good, and I suffered from a lot of problems. I mean, the acidity that you were
Yes.
talking about
mm,
earlier. Um,
Discomfort.
it's just we need to balance out all those things, and you find the good things that work and the bad things. And now that I've changed my diet, I've
Yes.
got enough water. I've got enough.
mm,
That was one of the things that I lacked was water. So now I've got
Mm.
enough water
mm,
in. I've got enough fiber in. I'm eating smaller portions, so my stomach is not. I don't have that chicken plate like I used
Mm,
to
yeah.
of that curry and rice and potatoes and
Mm,
rice and all.
yeah.
It was just out of sorts, out of sync. And
mm,
when it
mm,
comes back to when it came back to me training, and I mean I teach this every day. I
mm,
was taking in such a lot of calories, but I wasn't expending it.
Yeah.
So I
mm,
wasn't using those calories, so it was stored as fat. And that
Yes.
was harder for me to get rid of was the stored energy, which is fat,
Mm,
mm,
from all the carbohydrates, from all
mm,
the starches I've taken in
yeah.
pastas. I love that. But I've changed my diet. I'll eat pasta once a week now.
Yes.
And a small portion of it. Colin
mm,
taught me, right, that the protein, I've gone 2 tablespoons. I take 2 tablespoons of prawns, 2 tablespoons of beef, a steak,
Portion
uh,
size.
two tablespoons of
mm,
salad, of pasta, whatever. And I boiled the plate around that. I had
mm,
salmon and about maybe 3 tablespoons of veggies. I had
Mm,
one small potato. So I had all the necessary ingredients
Mm.
for a healthy
yes.
meal.
That's
And
right.
Yes.
that's basically what we're going to talk a bit more in the week, maybe Colin and myself,
Yes.
on
mm,
On
what
Wednesday.
macronutrients are and what is micronutrients and
Yes.
how
yeah.
what does each what's the function of each, so that when you're
Mm,
exercising, you know, and Aisha would know this because there's carb loading, and some people would do carb
mm,
loading and they don't even
For
exercise for
the
an hour.
races.
You
Yeah.
And
yeah.
understand?
carbo, and you know what? They don't realize what is carbo loading because the runners, when
Yes,
I see them, they say, "Oh, we're running tomorrow. We carbo loading," and I'm like,
you
"You
can't.
carbo loading, but you only
Mm-mm.
do it like
Mm.
I mean, really a week is to me, but yellow,
It takes a
it's
week.
wrong."
It takes at least
It
7
takes
days to
time,
carb
yeah.
load.
Yes,
So you first got to cut
exactly.
carbs and then gain carbs so that your body takes on and uses it
And
during the
not
race.
only
Slow
that,
release.
they don't also realize I used to train with the guys and then they're running, they're chasing.
Yeah,
They
yeah, yeah.
don't realize where am I getting the energy because I've got stored energy. I
Yes,
have
Right.
been
yes,
training, but I haven't. And the day comes of the race, then my energy is all gonna come out because
yeah,
it's
Right.
stored energy. So
Right.
Mm.
there's a lot of things like with the nutrition and exercise that goes in like people think
hand in
wow, you
hand,
got
yeah.
so much energy, where does this energy come from? But it is to do with your nutrition. It's what you eat,
Yes,
your sleep,
and your
your
eating habits,
rest,
yeah, yeah,
and
And
mental health.
attitude,
Yes,
attitude, your
and
mental
and
health.
yes, mental health is a big. Let me tell you
Mm.
something.
yeah,
Mental health can mess a person up because
yeah,
I'll give
Yeah.
you an example. This morning, my body was tired. I trained yesterday,
Mm.
and I thought, no man, I'm gonna get up and go and walk around. Right? I couldn't.
mm,
My body was saying, go slow. My mind
yeah,
was
Mm.
with fighting my body. But because my body was so tired, my body overruled my mind that my mind said, no, you're not going to run. You're
yeah,
going to walk.
yeah,
And I
yes,
couldn't
Mm.
believe it. I just walked. I walked
yes.
Mm.
because I was so,
But
and
you
normally
get that
I'll go
day,
further.
Aisha.
Hmm?
Yeah, that's why we promote that if we do go hard in the week, that we take our Sunday or at least one day a week.
And
One Saturday.
And
Mm.
also,
I can't even believe, guys, I can't even believe that it's been a whole hour. Can you believe it? I think we must
Yeah.
get these ladies back on. What is your final message to the Get Fit Nation about eating clean and training dirty? Shortly, ladies.
just keep moving, keep going,
Ah,
keep going.
And
Mikkel?
be kind to yourself. Do your very best. You will have
Yes.
days that you might not do, but if you have those days, you have another day to improve.
To
Do
come.
the best you can do.
Yes. I'm looking
I'm gonna say
forward to this week because Aisha and I have another goal that's the same in mind. I did a fitness test recently and found the weaknesses that I have is my arms and my abs. And so
Mm.
I have a
same here.
challenge. And every morning, even in load shedding, I do arms and abs. And I even post on days when
Ow.
there's no light. People are challenging me. They're saying I didn't do it. They're saying
But
I
I
just
thought,
talked through it. They say it's a, but I did it. So Aisha, I would like you to join me. I'll send you
Okay.
how it's going to work. And every morning we do a few. And let's see how it will be at the end of March.
I'm on day
Right?
2 now, eh?
It's
And
on day two.
I'm gonna tell you something. I The doctor told me last week I can start on my core and I can start
Uh,
with cardio besides my normal running and whatever.
Mm.
And like you say, mentally I wasn't. I thought I can't do this. I'm gonna
avoid
die.
it.
And then last week, yeah, I wanted to avoid it. And last week I did Collins cardio for 9 minutes. That
Mm.
worked. I was excited after
Mm.
that.
Excited.
And then with the blackout,
Mm.
with the
Load
load
shedding.
shedding, that was the other opportunity because now I said, oh, I still in the dark. I had in the
I
dark.
shed the load. Shed the
And
load.
then I did my core workout. And then this morning after my 10K run, I came back and I actually felt the need to roll out my mat and I'm going to do it because
Yes.
Nice, nice.
it's
That's
becoming
good.
it's now becoming, and I know that's my biggest
Yeah.
load to shed.
Mm.
Put it like that.
So
But
I
we're
I
gonna be
saw some
talking a bit
definition.
more.
I saw some definition after day 5. I'm not sure if I looked right.
So
You know,
tell
the
me,
last
what did
time
you do like when it was lockdown? Like when lockdown happened. Okay, because what's the date today? The 13th. In
Yeah,
a year ago,
13th, the
it was
21st,
a
we
year
all went
ago.
into, was it the 21st, eh? The 21st
Yeah,
of March.
yeah.
So on the
Yes.
15th of
21st
March
of,
for me.
what was it?
For
The
us,
5th?
it was the 21st.
For
Mm.
us, it was
For
the
me, it was
21st
the
of March.
15th.
Yeah.
Okay. So the 21st of March, the shit hit the fan. How did you
Right.
guys cope?
It was
I didn't.
really tough for me. Really tough. Because I'm a social person by nature. and I'm used to my freedom, going out, going to work. I never knew it had such an impact on me to be indoors and couldn't go anywhere. And I had this fear, the fear of exiting the house, where at last I risked it and I put the mask on and glasses and went to the shop. Oh, it was like a bad movie happening
I
in
was scared
front of me.
I was scared the social services were going to be called on me. I was trapped in a house with 2 very small children, and I have a small house. Never again. I will go lick a COVID patient rather and go lie in hospital. That was the worst 3 months of my life.
No. And you, Clive?
And I lost weight. I lost weight in that time because I was up and down the stairs for everything, because it's mommy, get up, go see what's going on. Mommy, get up, go see what's going on. I never sat down for more than 5 minutes. That entire
So
3
your
months.
expenditure was quite high.
Yeah. Yeah.
That and my
I
mental
became
capacity.
sedentary. I sat in a lazy
Oh.
boy. I did nothing. I sat in a
Yeah.
lazy boy. I did nothing. And because I was still drinking then, I would consume a lot of alcohol. We were teaching online. There was no movement. And when I say no movement, you weren't allowed outside. You weren't allowed outside. You would go to the shop, and that was it. We're back on the lockdown now. So after 8 is shut down. And I mean, I had to have a special letter to go pick my daughter up at 7 o'clock at the airport and bring her home because she worked. So I had to get a special letter, because if they stopped you, and they stopped me twice on the road, they asked you, what are you doing on the road? It was quite harsh. And, you know, eating snacks, ordering junk food, because you're too lazy to go to the shop to go buy fresh fruit. And I stayed 2 minutes away from it. If I think about it, I could kick myself. I probably gained 5 to 10 Ks during the lockdown alone. But thank God I'm on a new level, and I've changed my lifestyle. And diet, as we were talking, is very important as well. And we're going to do more talking on that in the week, Colin and myself. So if you, I might even invite random people just to jump on for a few minutes and give your input. So if you're on the stream and you're watching, then yes, I want to thank the ladies for joining us, Colin and myself. Actually, Colin, not me. I'm just talking now because
it was wonderful.
because I can. And Colin, you did fantastic. I was really impressed the way you
They threw me into the deep end.
Yeah,
The boys.
Said, right, it's your turn. Next week is the boys. So
My nerves, you guys, my nerves.
I'm very proud of you,
So,
Colleen.
what is your
Chickies.
last take
Sorry?
on what we discussed? What's your last take before
My
we say
last
goodbye?
take is Clyde. I really loved, if I summarize what Aisha said, just the energy you surround yourself with is important, and making sure that you start slow and gradually build. And where from Mikel's point of view, I like how she said that we need to make sure there's balance in what we do, in everything, not to overdo one and then to break down on the other side. And like I always say, Clyde, let's continue on Get Fit Nation to eat clean and train
dirty.
Okay, so we're going to see you next week. And that was an awesome show.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you,
Thanks,
ladies.
guys.
Thank you.